Is your iPhone slow and you think it might be time to trade it in or upgrade? Wait, before you do that, I'm gonna show you guys 10 things that you can do to speed up your iPhone for free. Plus, a bonus tip at the end of the video that might be the best, however, most scary thing you can do, huh? Stick around. I'm sure after you're done watching this video, you're gonna think, wow, there's so many things he missed, and that's probably true. Number 1, background app refresh. Believe it or not, you don't need to refresh every app in the background. So what is it? It enables all sorts of functionality that you would otherwise have to keep the apps open to access. For example, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok preloads the latest posts so you don't have to wait when you open the app up. What we're gonna do first is go into your settings, then you're gonna go down to General, and down the list you're gonna tap on Background Refresh. Once you're here, you can see a list of all your apps that you have on your phone. Now, these will all default to background app refresh if you didn't know that. Now, obviously, there are most of your apps that probably don't need to get updated in the background while you're not using them. So what you can do is take a couple minutes, maybe longer depending on how many apps you have, go through and shut off exactly what you don't need refreshing in the background. So why do this? Since every app defaults to being on, it affects your battery life, the data you use, and the more work your phone's computer is gonna have to do. Number 2, update your apps. Since we're already talking about apps, have you updated your apps recently? Do you not know how to do that? Well, what you're gonna do is tap on your app store. Once you're in there, tap on your icon at the top right corner, and you can see down below there what apps you have. If you don't see anything that needs to be updated, what you can do is swipe down till you get the little circle, and that will refresh the screen, and hopefully you'll see apps that need to be updated. As you can see here, I have a few apps that do need to be updated. If you're someone that doesn't like to update your apps all the time, that's fine. But keep in mind, even though you may not be using the app that often, it could still be having an effect on your phone that leads to worse batteries, freeze-ups, shutdowns. Now, I highly recommend that you check for updates every couple weeks, but if you got a lot of apps, you might want to do this every week. Number 3, delete the app. Keeping on the theme of apps, sometimes you might be using your phone and the app itself is slow, freezes, or crashes. Some people get extremely frustrated and end up blaming the phone. People, apps crash all the time, no matter how good your computer is. Phone, iPad, any of it. Some people may not want to hear this, but simply deleting the app and reinstalling it can fix the issue that you're having. Of course, that's making sure that you've already updated your app, because that could be the reason why it's crashing. So hopefully you've done that first before you do this step, which is why I mentioned it first. So why would you delete your app? Deleting it gets rid of everything related to it, and now you can go ahead and get a fresh update to the latest copy. Also, one side note for this option. If you delete this app and save your passwords, your phone should remember it. But just in case, look up the password on the logon, and that way you have it in your memory, this one, and then you can re-enter it back in. Number 4, clear out the background apps. Clearing out and closing your open apps is something that is a bit controversial with many people, because they say, don't close your apps, let the system run its course. But sometimes it's good just to go ahead and start over. Yes, when you want to go ahead and reopen your apps, it is gonna take a couple seconds because it has to reload again. Not a big deal. This is also something that could help an app that's hung up. You may not even know that it is hung up. So if you're someone that doesn't have a home button, you're gonna go ahead and swipe up slow and release, and that will bring up your background apps, and you can start swiping up from the bottom to close the apps out. If you're someone that has a home button, simply double tap on it. That'll bring up your apps, and you can go ahead and close those that are running in the background. Number 5, update the iPhone's operating system software. Contrary to popular belief, updating your iOS system doesn't always cause problems. As a matter of fact, many times it helps with security updates as well as any bug fixes. Sometimes our phones could be running slow and the battery could be draining extra fast, which is why it's so important to make sure that you update your iOS system. Now, the best way to do this, if you don't already know, is to go into Settings, tap on General, and then go to Software Updates. Some people do like to have their updates automatically on, so you can do that if you choose so. Other people do like to check this at their own leisure because they may not want to update to the big update each year to the new OS. until there's a few releases so you don't get any of those early adopter bugs. This is totally up to you and is a personal preference. If you were to ask me, I would definitely tell someone that doesn't care about the latest and greatest to let it go for a few releases, because those early updates to the new OSs can be a little buggy. Now, I do strongly suggest, if, for example, iOS 15 has been out for a little while now, to go ahead and update that so you have the best experience using your phone. Number 6, disable push email. I don't know about you, but I have way too many emails that I use, and I certainly don't need to be checking them every minute of the day. Now, this is something that you may not know, but there is a feature called push mail, which again updates your inbox as much as it possibly can. So to see how you have this set up, you're going to go into settings again, scroll down to your mail, then you're going to tap on accounts. Now, if you're using the system email, the only accounts that will have the ability for push are your iCloud accounts. So if you're using anything else like Gmail and all that, it should be fine, and it's just going to be update when you get in there. At the bottom, you're going to tap on fetch new data. For the purposes of this video, I did turn mine back on so I can show you that the iCloud accounts I have were set up for push originally. If you want to, you can turn off push altogether, or you can swipe off the ones that you don't want updating constantly. And of course, you have the ability to go in and do the manual update as you choose. So why is it important? Well, this is similar to the background app refresh. The operating system constantly needs to connect to the internet and checking for new email, so you use more battery. And of course, that leads to more data and your phone working a little bit harder. Also, if you have a weak signal, it can cause your phone to overheat. Now, we all know what that's like. Number 7, on-screen widgets. Something that iOS has not had for a very long time, and yes, we've heard about it from Android fans, is widgets. And yes, these can actually cause your phone to slow down. It's something running on your screen. So if you're someone that uses them, it might be helpful to keep in mind and know that if your phone is slowing down, this might be something you could check as well. Of course, if you never use these and they're just sitting on your phone, you may not know they're there. On your home screen, go ahead and swipe over to the right, and then you'll see that you have some test widgets, default widgets. Go ahead and delete those off of there. And what you do is go ahead and tap and hold on the screen, and you can choose to remove them off the screen itself. Well, that one's short and sweet, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Number 8, clear that memory. Now, this is something a lot of people probably don't think about. How much memory does your phone have, and what's it using? Do you even know how to check that? Honestly, most people don't. There's actually an app for that. Of course, it is free, so you can just go ahead and download it. The one that I use is called Battery Saver, and once you download it, you can actually see how much memory is left on your phone. Now, of course, if you're running a lot of apps in the background and you go ahead and test this memory out, it might look like it's filling up, but it's actually reading everything and then releasing what isn't needed. Now, along with this process, you can also have it scan for your junk. This will go ahead and again, clear off things that aren't being used, thus giving you a little bit more space on the phone to do the apps that actually need that memory. Number 9, have you checked your space? This is something that you may or may not want to hear, but it is nice to go ahead and check your phone storage every once in a while to see what you've got left. And to do that, you're going to go into Settings, General, move down a little bit to your phone storage, go ahead and tap on that. Now, this could take a couple seconds depending on how much you have on your phone. But now what you're looking at is your total storage compared to how much you have used. You can review large attachments and you can clear those out as well. Now you'll also see how much every app uses in storage. I take a few photos, but not as much as other people, but I do have quite a few apps taking up a lot of space on my phone. Do I need them? Don't I? This is a chance for you to take a few minutes, go ahead and delete those ones, especially if you need space on your phone. Now, if you just can't part with stuff, like pictures, you can save them to your computer and delete the file and start over. However, I understand that that's a little too scary for some of you to do. Well, it might be time to upgrade your phone and get more storage. The more storage you have open, the better the phone will operate. Number 10, hard reset. One thing that I like to do on my phone every once in a while is do what's called a hard reset. Now, if you currently have a phone that has no home button, or an iPhone 8, I have no idea why, what you're gonna do is tap on the volume up, let it go, tap on the volume down, let it go, and then you're gonna push the power button and hold it down. Get comfy, because it's gonna take a few seconds here. You're gonna get the app that says, or the screen that says turn off. Don't wait, don't do that yet. You just wait. Wait till the screen turns black, not yet. When you see the Apple logo, go ahead and let go. It can seem like it's forever. Now, if you're using a phone that's older than the iPhone 8 and does have buttons and whatnot, I'll go ahead and link a couple articles down below to show you how to reset those older phones. If you want to share something you think is super helpful, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it and maybe add it to my update video. Let's talk about that bonus tip now. Aren't you glad you stuck around? Now, make sure you follow this very, very closely. This is the nuclear option. You can clear out your entire phone and set it up as new. Yes, this sounds very scary, but sometimes a fresh start is exactly what you need. I've done this a few times, and sometimes it's actually faster than trying to figure out what's wrong with the phone and why it's locking up and crashing. Before you do this, you must have at least a backup of your music, your messages, and your photos, and anything else you deem worthy. Now, please limit to what exactly you're saving, because the problem that you're having might be that app that you're backing up, and you could end up having a corrupt save file, and it doesn't work at all. That's scary. Now, some of you may not want to hear this, but this is why you have the cloud backup. Whenever I buy a brand new phone, I set it up right there at the store and set it up as new, turn on my iCloud, and boom, my photos, my messages, and my email are all there. Now, if you want help with this, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Now, to do this, you're going to go into your settings once again, into General, and go all the way down to the bottom, and you're going to tap Transfer or Reset Phone. Now, what you're going to do is go ahead and erase all content and settings, and this will take you through the process. It's pretty easy. And now that you have a nice new phone with nothing on it, you can simply go in and re-download the apps that you're actually using. Now, this is actually easier than some of you may realize. You can go into the App Store and tap on that top right corner again and go into your accounts. Now, you might need to sign in again to do this. Then you're going to go ahead and tap on Purchased, My Purchases, and then at this point you have two options. You've got things that aren't on your phone or all of your applications. Now you can go through every single app that you've ever downloaded and tap to start downloading it. Now, this is sometimes much easier than waiting for that backup to get done, putting everything back on your phone. I suggest taking 10, 15, 20 minutes to go through and do this, and that way you download everything that you want. I highly suggest, once you're done that, take however long it takes to organize your apps into folders and making sure that you know where everything's at, because chances are you're going to put a lot less back on your phone. Now, if you want to go ahead and leave a comment down below and say, you know what, I'd like to see a video on that, and you setting up the apps and setting up those folders. Now, if you've done all this and your phone is too slow, it might be time to update. But do you need the iPhone 13? Check out this video here, and I can help you make that buying decision. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, so you don't miss my next video.